So it's official. It looks like the company Redbox is no longer going to allow you to rent games from their kiosk. As of today, it looks like they are going to be discontinuing that service. And it's kind of a shame because that was an easy way to let you play some of your favorite video games that were brand new, especially if you couldn't afford them, or maybe you could afford a brand new game, but you weren't sure if that game was for you. Because let's face it, even though in the time we live, a lot of these consoles like the PlayStation, the Xbox, the Nintendo Switch allow you to get demos of games to try them before you buy them. Not every game has a demo for it, so this was a really good idea. And especially here in America, Redbox is pretty much everywhere, and most likely if you live in a big city or somewhat big city, you can find a Redbox practically everywhere. So that was a good move by Redbox, but as of today, it looks like you will no longer be able to do that because they are going to be discontinuing games at the Redbox kiosk. You still will be able to rent movies, so it's not like the service is discontinuing completely, but they will be taking away the video game portion of the Redbox rental service, which is kind of a shame to gamers. However, there is still a bit of good news about this because it looks like as of today as well, they are going to be continuing them, but instead of them just discontinuing their video games, they are actually going to be selling these video games to the public. And I'm going to show you some of the games that are currently at Redboxes. And the nice thing about this is a lot of these games are still very brand new. A lot of these games either came out this year or came out last year. And the nice thing about this Redbox selling all their video games off to the public is the fact that a lot of these games are games that still cost kind of a lot of money. So it is nice some of these games you can get on the cheap if you're looking for cheap games and things like that. So let's head over to the website and let's actually look at some of the games that are currently being sold by Redbox. So you can see right here, they do have all major current gen platforms. They have the PlayStation 4 and they have the Xbox One, and alongside that they do have the Nintendo Switch. The only downside is, at least from what I'm seeing out here on the main website, you don't see the Nintendo Switch. That's because there are more games. You do have to search the actual Redbox website and you will see other stuff. Like for instance, if I search Super Mario Maker 2 should actually come up, and yes, you can see Super Mario Maker 2 does come up. And if I click on it, you do have to search your location, and once the price comes up, you will be able to buy it. So let's go to buy at the Redbox, find near me, and I'm going to go ahead and search for a zip code really quickly. So you can see right there, it does say Nintendo Switch is not here. So unfortunately, I can't rent any Nintendo Switch games in this location, unfortunately. So that's kind of a downside. I guess that was always one of the problems with the Nintendo Switch specifically. They never really had them throughout the whole America. It was only specific markets only, or only certain cities, which is kind of a downside. But let's actually go back and let's see if there's anything else. Like for instance, let's look at this Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order game, which came out I think last month. And this game I think still a little bit pricey. So let's go ahead and buy at the Redbox. And now let's see where I can actually buy this game. So you can see my zip code did come up, and you can see it does say $24.99, $24.99. So there are a bunch of places to actually buy Star Wars Jedi The Fallen Order game. And $25 for this game, honestly, is actually a pretty good deal considering this game came out last year, and I'm pretty sure it still holds its value for quite some time. So if you want this game and you're unsure about this game, now's maybe the time to actually rent this game, considering this game is only $24.99 as we speak for that game. Another game that is actually super cheap, which I do highly recommend and I highly have played, the Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order game. I actually played. I didn't beat the game, but I played a lot of it. I played about 6 hours of the game, and what I can say is the game's a pretty phenomenal game. So for 24, that might actually be worth picking up, the Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order game. But then another game over here that is actually a very good game that came out this year is going to be Borderlands 3. Let's check the prices for Borderlands 3. So when I check the price for Borderlands 3, it does look like Borderlands 3 is only $17.99. And $17.99, honestly, for a game that came out about 3 or 4 months ago is absolutely phenomenal. So I would definitely jump on that bandwagon if you want a massive RPG that's a shooting game. That game's going to take you quite some time. There is a lot to do, and at $17.99, less than $20, I would definitely run to your Redbox if you haven't picked up Borderlands 3, because that's an absolute steal for that game. And then let's check the prices really quickly for Borderlands 3 on the Xbox One to see if it's actually the same price as the PS4 copy. And no, it is unfortunately a little bit higher. Now keep in mind, all the prices that you're seeing in this video are going to be around this area. They're not going to be in any other market, so it may vary from city to city. I'm not quite sure about that, but in my place, the PS4 copy is actually cheaper than the Xbox One copy. You can see right there, $19.99 compared to $17 for the other copy of Borderlands 3. And then going back to the main page again of the Redbox website, because I am on their website, so before you go looking around for these games, you can search your area to see what Redbox kiosk has these games, which is nice. You can do this on a computer, or you can do this on their official app, I do believe, or their website on mobile as well. But going back to games to own, there are a couple of other games on there as well, like for instance Death Stranding, I know just came out last month. So let's actually check the price of Death Stranding around my area. It looks like it's $24.99. I'm not really a big fan of that game. There's stuff in that game I just do not like, and for me personally, I think it's kind of a boring game, but I know a lot of people may like that game, and since that game just came out like last month for $24.99, honestly, I think that's a really good deal for that game as well. So you should definitely go ahead and go down to your local Redbox and see if they have that game, because that game is actually worth picking up. Another game I can actually recommend is Crash Team Racing Nitro Fueled, because I did play this year, and honestly I thought that was an amazing game. Is it my favorite game of this year? It's hard to say, but either way, this is a very good game. If it is relatively cheap, then you should probably go ahead and pick up Crash Team Racing Nitro Fueled. And yes, Crash Team Racing Nitro Fueled is actually one of those deals. It's like a no-brainer right now. I'm looking at the price right now at some of my Redbox kiosks, or these Redbox kiosks, and it looks like they are $14.99 for a Crash Team Racing Nitro Fueled. So you can see that is an amazing deal. I do believe on Black Friday, though, it was an amazing deal as well for Crash Team Racing Nitro Fueled, but just the fact that it is $15 now, and most likely you're not going to be able to find that at like a GameStop or a Best Buy or a Target for $15. You might actually want to run out and get this game. So basically what I'm saying is, you can see that a lot of these games at the Redbox kiosk right now that they're just trying to get rid of and they're trying to sell to the public are going to be games that are going to be fairly good quality, and they are going to be fairly cheap as well. They're not trying to keep these games. They really are trying to get rid of these games. One thing I do want to comment on, unfortunately, I can confirm this. I should have said this at the beginning of the video, but one thing I can confirm about this Redbox deal is the fact that this Redbox deal is going to be the same. You are basically going to be getting the game the same way you would be getting it if you rented the game, if that makes sense. So basically what's going to happen is, when you buy the games from Redbox right now outright, you're not going to be getting a case. You're actually going to be getting the Redbox little like sleeve that you get when you normally rent a Redbox movie. Let me see if I can throw it up on screen right now so you can get kind of an idea of actually what I'm talking about. And alongside you not getting the actual box art or the original box for these games, you also are going to get a little like a barcode on the actual disc itself, so keep that in mind as well, because they have to scan the games as well. But as long as it plays in your system, who really cares about that, especially when some of these games on this list that I just mentioned are going to be very cheap games for your system, and a lot of these are actually going to be good quality. Before I head out of here, let's go ahead and check an Xbox One exclusive. Let's check Gears 5 and see how much Gears 5 is actually going for. It looks like they are out of stock in my area for Gears 5, so I can't look at the price for Gears 5, because I'm assuming once people find out about this Redbox deal where they're trying to sell the games to the public now, I will assume a lot of people are going to take advantage of this deal. But there you guys go. Redbox is officially selling games to the public, and when they're out, they're out. And some of these deals are actually some pretty good deals, and I would highly suggest checking your area around to see if Redbox has any games that you want to rent and things like that. Anyway, guys, this is Wayne from My Tech News, signing out.